Hello everyone, welcome back to my blog or YouTube channel. Whenever someone mentions a steak, we all tend to think about beef. And even though beef steaks are the best, it's also the most pricey option. But did you know you can make a great steak from a much more affordable cut of pork? Even something as cheap as the pork loin can work really great. You just have to follow a few easy steps that I'm going to show you today. I'm working with a nice piece of boneless pork loin today. It looks quite clean, so not much trimming is needed. I'm definitely leaving the little bits of fat on. Those will provide more flavor and tenderize the meat. Let's cut the pork loin into individual steaks. This should be about an inch thick in order to stay juicy on the inside. If you cut them too thin, they will become dry and chewy, which is not something we want to happen. I am about to keep the seasonings really simple. Add a touch of olive oil and spread it all over the meat with your hand. Flip the steaks and put oil on the other side as well. This will provide a nice flavor and also help the other seasonings sticking to the meat better. Let's move on with a generous amount of salt and freshly ground black pepper. Flip the steaks and season the other side too. Just salt and black pepper again. Part of the seasonings always stick to the cutting board, so flip the steaks a few times to catch all of it. Heat up your pan and drizzle it with oil. Once it becomes hot, it's time to start searing. The key to preparing juicy and tender pork loin steaks is in the right timing. If you keep on the pan for too long, the steaks will become dry and that's game over. About 3 minutes per side on high heat is all we need. If that sounds too short to you, don't worry. I will finish the steaks in my oven that I have already started to preheat. 3 minutes have passed, so it's time to flip our steaks. I would say it was just about the right time. And now a simple trick that I'm using with cheap and less flavor intense cuts of meat. Once the first side is seared, brush it with a bit of Dijon mustard. This will improve the flavor by a lot. Once the second side is seared, flip the steak once more so the mustard gets some heat too. Give it just a minute and take the pan off the heat. Place a slice of butter on each steak and put the pan in the oven for 7 to 10 minutes. I have preheated the oven to 175 Celsius or 350 Fahrenheit in advance. Now we have time to quickly prepare something simple to serve along with the steaks. Heat up 2 tablespoons of olive oil in a small pan and add a cup of finely sliced onions and mushrooms. I have prepared these in advance to save some time. Saute these on high heat for about 5 minutes and mix frequently. Once the onions and mushrooms become lightly browned, add salt and freshly ground black pepper. You can be generous with the pepper, but don't add too much salt. To get more flavors in, add a tablespoon of soy sauce and honey. Reduce the heat and keep sauteing. Don't forget about the steaks. Take them out of the oven once the time has elapsed. See the juices in the pan? Baste the steaks with them properly. And don't just stop there. Add a few tablespoons of those delicious drippings to the onions and mushrooms we are sauteing. Give it a few more minutes while the steaks are resting and we are done. And now it's time to serve. I have some mashed potatoes left from the other day, so let's put those to good use. Add the sauteed onions and mushrooms on top of the steaks, decorate the plate with some veggies or parsley, and that's it. Simple and delicious. Thanks for watching and see you next time.